Today I'm a bit nervous now because it's difficult to address young women. You know, it's very normal and usual for me to address my constituents, but all of a sudden, a room full of young women, it's a bit intimidating. Hello everyone. Okay, that's it. Is that all I can hear? Principal of GNC, Sister Mary Lucia, and the guest of honor. Did I pronounce it right or not? Oh, okay, because I heard a little bit of laughter. Did I say it right, her name? No, okay, I'm so sorry. And the guest of honor for today, Major Soma John, all the teaching and the non-teaching staff of Jyoti Nivas College, and all the young, beautiful women who are here today. It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you all today or address you all today on International Women's Day. Frankly, before I came here about 2 months ago, like your principal mentioned, I'm a Xavierite. I forgot to mention that the sisters of St. Joseph's of Tarbes who are here, I'm really sorry. So I come from St. Francis Xavier's Girls High School, which is run by the Sisters of Joseph's of Tarbes, and I was there a couple of months ago to speak to them on their graduating ceremony. And but it's unfortunate, after I finished my 10th, when I got into Jyoti Nivas, I did not opt to come here. I went to another college to do my pre-university, and the rest, they say, is history. So today, you have been really kind enough to call me as the chief guest and address all the young women here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope I've not come to win a popularity contest here, so I'm going to speak from my heart. I'm a little radical in my thoughts, so I hope I have that sort of freedom to speak to all of you. Frankly, I'm not really sure or whether I agree that International Women's Day should be celebrated at all, because I look at every day as Women's Day. For me, every day is my day, so I'm not sure why should we reserve one day to celebrate Women's Day. So I spoke to my husband before coming here. I said, I have to address women on International Women's Day, and I don't really agree that, one day should be kept for us. He said, okay, that may be right, but, you have to think about it from, he gave me his perspective. He said that it's important to look at the history. It's important as to why is it recognized as International Women's Day, because the fact that there is no gender parity, how historically women have been treated, what is it that we are fighting for. So probably today or tomorrow, which is the day we mark as International Women's Day, I think it may be a good day to sort of re-emphasize as to why are we women, why do women recognize it as International Women's Day, or why do we celebrate it as International Women's Day. Probably I don't agree with it, but it's a perspective. I think every perspective is important. But while I speak to you all, I want to speak about a couple of recent incidents that I've faced, especially as a woman. What is it that I was subjected to? I hope those will be takeaways for you. In the Karnataka Legislative Assembly, there are about 224 members. So each one of us represent a constituency, and unfortunately there are only 10 women out of the 224 constituencies, only 10 women representing the constituency, and I'm one of them. So you can imagine how small the number is, the number of women sitting in the assembly. So as you can see, I speak the way that I do, I'm pretty vocal. So the assembly was in session in Belgaum, which was the second session which happened. So like the parliament is in session,